Welcome to my channel. If you enjoy the video, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. The film begins in the darkest hours of the night, as a specialized unit of elite soldiers, known as Phoenix Team, enters a cold, dark tunnel beneath the unforgiving landscape of Costa Verde. Their mission is more than just a covert operation. It's a fight against a deadly arms-dealing mafia that has managed to manipulate and control not just the underworld, but governments as well. The stakes couldn't be higher. If they fail, the balance of power could shift dangerously in favor of criminal organizations, jeopardizing not only Costa Verde but neighboring nations too. Leading the charge is Brandon, a sniper with a reputation for precision and unwavering focus. He's accompanied by Zondi, a young and inexperienced sniper, who's yet to take his first life, a burden every sniper must bear if they're to remain part of this world. The air is thick with tension as they enter the tunnel, the dark passage leading them into enemy territory, a place where not even light dares to shine. The plan is simple: infiltrate, neutralize, and gather intelligence. But simplicity doesn't always equate to ease, as every step the Phoenix Team takes draws them deeper into the heart of the mafia's stronghold. A swift, decisive action takes place. A guard is eliminated, and the CCTV system is hacked, giving them control over the very eyes of the enemy. Brandon and Zondi, stationed outside, wait for their signal. They know that one misstep could end everything. The mission is progressing smoothly until a mafia member discovers the breach. A frantic rush to alert Kovalev, the ruthless Russian mafia boss who controls the criminal operations in Costa Verde, signals the beginning of a brutal confrontation. In the chaos that ensues, Kovalev, realizing that his fortress is under siege, unleashes an alarm that brings the entire compound to life, turning it into a battlefield. A fierce firefight erupts. Inside the compound, the Phoenix Team takes on their designated targets, eliminating enemies one by one in a deadly dance of precision and stealth. On the outside, Brandon and Zondi take out enemy snipers positioned to stop them, with Zondi showing a promising spark despite his inexperience. But Kovalev is not easily intimidated. Desperate, he calls his ally, the Prime Minister, hoping for reinforcements. To his dismay, he's told backup won't arrive for at least 1 or 2 hours. Time is running out. In a final act of desperation, Kovalev activates a doomsday device, a powerful weapon that can obliterate everything in its path, a last resort plan designed to take out anyone who threatens him. As the Phoenix Team corners Kovalev, the weapon is unleashed. A deafening shockwave pulses through the room, sending everyone crashing to the floor, including the mafia leader and his remaining men. But this isn't the end of the story. It's only the beginning. 5 days earlier, a dragonfly-like aircraft touches down in the barren terrain of Costa Verde, its purpose clear: to prepare for a mission that will change the course of history. As the hatch opens, Brandon steps out, greeted by Modus, the commander leading the operation. Modus expresses gratitude, knowing that Brandon's skills as a sniper are a game-changer. The team has gathered, but there's one last key player: Zondi, a promising but untested sniper who's eager to prove himself. As they travel to their base, Nova, one of Modus' soldiers, shares a tragic story about his homeland. His father, once the ruler of Costa Verde, was betrayed and killed by his uncle, who now serves as the Prime Minister. The Prime Minister's alliance with a powerful Russian mafia boss has resulted in the development of advanced weaponry that could lead to catastrophic wars if left unchecked. At the base, Brandon reunites with an old friend, Zero, the head of the CIA. Zero briefs him on the mission: capturing Kovalev, the Russian mafia boss responsible for smuggling illegal weapons into the United States. With the Prime Minister's protection, Kovalev has grown more powerful, making this mission even more critical. The Phoenix Team isn't just preparing for a mission, they're preparing for the impossible. They train relentlessly, simulating the exact conditions they'll face in Kovalev's lair. Zondi, still new to the life of a sniper, practices under Brandon's watchful eye. One evening, after a training session, Zondi asks Brandon what the hardest part of being a sniper is. Brandon's answer is simple but profound: taking a life for the first time. Zondi struggles with this reality, but Brandon insists it's not something to overthink. It's simply the nature of their job. This lesson stays with Zondi, who continues to train harder, preparing for the day when his skills will be tested in the field. As the soldiers share meals and stories, a deeper sense of camaraderie develops. Modus shares the tale of Angel, his deputy, whose heroism during a terrorist attack is legendary. Despite being stabbed 12 times, Angel fought back and defeated her attackers with nothing but her bare hands. Her scars, both physical and emotional, tell a story of resilience and sacrifice. Later, Brandon converses with two soldiers known as the Twin Axes, siblings who use axes as their weapon of choice in combat. Their bond is strong, and it's clear that Phoenix is not just a team, it's a family. The day before the mission, Modus gathers the team for a final briefing. The objective is clear: capture Kovalev alive. The Phoenix team must bring him to trial, expose the Prime Minister's crimes, and dismantle the weapons network. But if Kovalev resists, they are authorized to eliminate him. Tensions rise as each soldier prepares for the fight of their lives. Brandon, ever the strategist, takes Zondi aside for a crucial test. Zondi must prove that he's ready for the mission by making a difficult choice. When Zondi hesitates to take the life of a man during the test, Brandon explains the harsh reality of their work. Hesitation can cost lives. Zondi passes, but not without a deeper understanding of what it means to be a soldier. The Phoenix team infiltrates the Mafia's stronghold, and the mission is set in motion. However, as the fight intensifies, a series of unexpected events unfolds. Kovalev activates his doomsday weapon, leading to an explosion that shakes the very foundation of the compound. In the aftermath, the team is thrown into disarray, with the consequences of the explosion revealing the true scale of the threat they're facing. With the weapon's destructive potential still looming, the team's focus shifts to retrieving critical server data from the lab. The Prime Minister's forces are closing in, and the Phoenix team must move quickly to prevent the weapon from falling into the wrong hands. As the countdown begins, the soldiers take up defensive positions, preparing for the worst. Tensions rise as each member faces their own personal demons. Angel, seeking revenge for her daughter's death. Hera, fighting to honor her fallen comrades, and Brandon, facing the ultimate test of leadership. The situation escalated rapidly when the Prime Minister's militant forces stormed the area. Two armored vehicles smashed through the perimeter, setting off a fierce battle. Brandon's team didn't hesitate. Rallying together, they pushed back hard, neutralizing dozens of incoming enemy troops. During the chaos, Hera ran out of ammunition. Left vulnerable, she was instructed to fall back and seek cover inside the base. However, her retreat didn't go smoothly. Hera ended up cornered by an enemy soldier, and in the struggle, she fell into the water. With more soldiers quickly surrounding her, Hera kept her composure. Thinking quickly, she bluffed, claiming they were after the wrong woman. Using the moment of confusion, she grabbed her trusted axe weapon and fought back fiercely, managing to overpower the surrounding enemies in a desperate but brilliant move. Meanwhile, elsewhere on the battlefield, Zondi, Angel, and Zero found themselves in a critical situation. Their ammunition was completely exhausted, and enemy forces were closing in fast. Just when things looked bleak, Brandon appeared from the rooftop, launching a surprise assault that gave the trio an opening. He ordered them to retreat to the base while he held the line against the advancing enemies. In another intense moment, Angel finally came face to face with the woman responsible for her daughter's death. Driven by a mixture of grief and fury, Angel engaged in a brutal duel that ended with her defeating the killer once and for all. Soon after, Brandon and Zero crossed paths amid the fray. Zero quickly pointed Brandon towards the kitchen while he himself charged into the office, facing another group of enemy soldiers. Despite the separate battles, both continued to fight fiercely, each handling their own confrontations. On another front, Nova found himself under threat as 7 enemy soldiers closed in on his position. Feeling the pressure, Nova made a desperate move, remotely activating the bombs hidden in the hallway. Once he confirmed the upload was complete, he urgently radioed the team, urging them to evacuate immediately and regroup at the designated rendezvous point. The scene shifted back to Hera. Still fighting bravely, she was surrounded once again. Then the power cut out, plunging the area into darkness. Switching on her flashlight, Hera found herself face to face with several enemy soldiers who attacked without hesitation. Despite her courage, Hera was ultimately overpowered and killed. Elsewhere, Brandon kept pushing his team toward the rendezvous point, but during the retreat, he was shot and staggered. Zero immediately rushed to his side, offering reassurance and helping him keep moving. In a nearby location, Nova also fell victim to heavy fire, taking multiple hits. Luckily, Zondi and Angel arrived just in time to eliminate the attackers, saving Nova. Soon after, All surviving members regrouped at the rendezvous point. At that moment, Nova handed his phone to Brandon, telling him to make the second critical call, the one that would trigger the bombs inside the lab. But before Brandon could dial, Nova succumbed to his injuries, passing away. Knowing time was running out, Brandon ordered everyone to brace for the coming explosion. Enemy forces were closing in fast, and the team needed to move. Brandon made a hard call, ordering the troops to retreat into the tunnel to escape. Determined to hold off the enemy, he chose to stay behind. Zero, refusing to abandon him, reminded Brandon that it was he who had convinced him to come in the first place. And so, Zero resolved to stay and fight by his side. Understanding the stakes, Brandon then commanded Angel and Zondi to leave, stressing how vital it was that they deliver the crucial server data to the United Nations. With little time left, Brandon and Zero charged into the open battlefield, taking down enemies one by one until they were completely out of ammunition and surrounded. Just when it seemed they were about to be overwhelmed, a surprise wave of reinforcements appeared, wiping out the enemy troops. It turned out that these reinforcements were comrades Nova had secretly contacted earlier, and their arrival turned the tide. The team immediately rushed Nova to the hospital, and to their great relief, discovered he was still alive, hanging on. In the aftermath, Brandon and Zero returned to America. As they reunited with the team, Zondi and Angel expressed heartfelt gratitude for everything they had done. There was more good news. Angel revealed that the corrupt prime minister had been brought to justice, and that Nova, still recovering in the hospital, had been named as his successor. With their mission completed and justice served, Brandon and Zero quietly departed, bringing this incredible chapter to a close. The lesson is clear. In the world of covert operations, nothing is ever guaranteed. Trust is earned, decisions must be made in an instant, and every mission comes at a cost. Thank you for watching.